Yes guys, hello and welcome back to the channel this morning. Thank you guys for coming along, and a big welcome to anyone who is new to the channel. Probably are if you are seeing this. And this morning we're going to react to football being back. Oh, thank God for that. Football is now back. I know international break, yeah, but come on, it's April. What we want is the Premier League, FA Cup and Champions League, that sort of time of year now. We don't want international football. But anyway, Premier League's back, and it was back with a bang, really, for an Arsenal fan at least. Like Saka scores in his return, he couldn't make that up. And Gabriel gets himself injured before the Madrid game. So we gain one, we lose one. It's just a season we've had. Like, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. It's one of those things. Like, we lost Odegaard, he came back, Saka got injured, Saka comes back, Gabriel gets injured. It's like, I don't know what our hamstrings are made out of in this club, but I think that's 2 or 3 players that have had hamstring issues now in the past few months, and it's got to be to do with the amount of football they're playing. So maybe you could potentially look at Arteta, look, you should have rested Gabriel a bit more this season. Has he been able to? Probably not. Could I have looked at today and be like, look, he's been in Brazil's squad, maybe you give him a rest against Fulham. Hindsight's 2020, you know. He would have known the risks of playing Gabriel if there was a risk. They get all the information now from the medical staff, so if they cleared him to play, he was fine to play, you know. It'll be interesting to see what he says now after the game, if he was told if there was a risk or not, if he'll come out and say that. But it's a shame. It's a massive blow for us, because obviously we already have Calafiori out injured. Because if we had Calafiori coming in, I might not have minded it as much, because we could have had Calafiori come in alongside Sleeper. But when you got Kivior coming in, it's just a bit of a concern. At the end of the day, you're only as good as your defence. If you don't have much confidence in your back three, especially, then I think you're going to get lucky to get through anything. What would I do now? I'd probably try and get Ben White back in at right back as soon as I can. Get Timber, probably put Timber in the centre back alongside Saliba, because I don't want Kivior backing up Miles Lewis-Skelly. I love Miles Lewis-Skelly, but whether he's ready for Rodrigo remains to be seen. And if he's got Kivior backing him up, does not give me much confidence. I don't think Kivior can hold his own against Real Madrid, I'll be honest. I've seen him play enough as an Arsenal fan. I don't mind him. He can do a job for us, but just not against the elite. But anyway. In terms of the actual game, we looked solid. We weren't amazing, but we were never gonna be. But we got the job done. That's all it's about now. Like I said in my other video, we're very similar to like Man United or Tottenham in a way, where we might be on the completely different end of the table, but our priority is Europe. I think we have to make the priority Europe, and we just get the wins in the Prem. It's almost like, as long as you do the job in the Prem and you get through it, you're fine. Doesn't matter how you win in the Prem. In Europe, it's just focus on that. So yeah, we got the job done. Another win chalked off against a side who are very capable of getting a result against the top teams, and have done it already. And they have, you know, they taken points off us and Liverpool, and they should have got a result of the Etihad when they played them there. So they have taken big points off big teams. So it's a solid win. We move. I think we got Everton at home at the weekend, so we just need to get through that. Oh, sorry, Everton away at the weekend, which is actually a tricky game. So we just need to get through that without any more injuries. Try and get 3 points. Don't come out on a loss. And that's basically Arteta's job for this week, is just to get us through that 90 minutes at Everton without any scratches, which won't be easy for him. by any means, because Everton's already a tough place to go, so we're going to have to be 100% to get a result there. But listen, it was a good result for us, and it was great to see Saka back scoring goals for us. Like, you just can't make up the impact that he has on this side. If I'm picking between Gabriel and Saka from yesterday, I'm still picking Saka. I pick Saka over anyone in our team, including Saliba. So the fact that Saka is back fit is still a bigger boost than losing Gabriel, if that makes sense. Even though our defence is like made on him, basically, not made on him, but like sculpted around him and Saliba, and we'll probably do lose a bit of a set piece though with Gabriel being out, which is very unfortunate against Real Madrid, to be honest. It's a big weapon in our arsenal we've probably just gone and lost. Saliba's good in the air, but he's not as dominant as Gabriel. So yeah, it's a massive blow there. But then you've got Saka coming back into it, so from open play you're a lot more dangerous than you were. You know, so it's just win one, you lose one. What I don't want to see do is put Partey back there or something like that. I can imagine sticking Partey somewhere in that defence and like just keep Partey away from that defence, please. Anyway, moving on to the Forest versus United game, and it wasn't quite what I expected. I thought Forest would get a bit more joy than they did. I was expecting them to kind of do what they did in terms of score their goal, just do it more often, more clinical. They had opportunities to maybe nick a couple more, but in the end they kind of just held on for the 1-0 win, which that game reminds me of Leicester in their season they won the title. So I think after this I'm going to be posting my predictions for the last 9 results of the season, last 9 game weeks. Obviously this is might be a little bit late, but it's still relevant. Like, I've predicted the correct results for yesterday. I had Wolves winning, I had Arsenal to win, I had Forest to win, so it doesn't make much difference in terms of my predicted table. It's just interesting the way they won it, because I think I put like 3-0 for Forest. I thought they would literally set up perfectly. Just let them have the ball, just bang on the counter, and they just have too much on the counter, which they did in the end in terms of Elanga, who scored a special goal. If you haven't seen the goal, go watch the highlights. Essentially picks the ball up on like the edge of his own box and just sprints with it. I think I'm seeing a stat going around right now. He did 85 metres with the ball in 9 seconds. That's mental. That's got to be one of the fastest sprints with a football that someone's ever done, like, ever. That's insane. It showed a couple of things in that game to me. It showed that Forest have got the grit and they've got a little bit of luck on their side for this season, I think. There's a couple of opportunities United could have taken. They got a bit close, so they're gonna have to ride the luck a little bit at times. But like I said, it gave me shades of Leicester against Leicester in the season they won the league, which is what I said also in the video that I'm putting out. Because what they essentially went from is scoring a lot of goals to really stodgy 1-0 wins, and that's all they have to do now. All they have to do is 1-0 wins. Obviously that sounds a lot easier than it is, but essentially if they get a goal, they are good enough to hold and sit. And obviously you could tell a little bit the pressure starting to get to them, in terms of, you saw the little Milenkovic Gibbs White spat on the pitch. I don't make anything of that. I think that's literally just, they know how much it means for them to get the 3 points in that game and to get over the line. And like I said, I think if they get, I think I said if they get, what they were on 54 points. I think if they get 5 wins out of 9 games, they will get top 4. So that's 1 win out already sorted for them. They only need to win another 4 games, and I think they've got top 4. Probably even less than that, but to be secure in that 3rd spot in say 4 games, that gives them an 8-point cushion now over Chelsea in 4th. So they are by far and away the 3rd best side in the league right now. And they're closer to Arsenal than they are to 4th, which is credit to Forest. They've deserved everything. They got a little bit fortunate last night, you know, a couple of goalmouth scrambles. Maguire had to go up front for United, like, against a better side that might have been punished. For United, a couple of positives, I guess. They showed a bit more fight than they have done in previous games. They showed that they are capable of playing against these stingy defences, I guess. I thought Mason Mount was a positive when he came on. I kind of liked how he looked. He looked a bit more sharp than he has done in previous times. So he could be a positive for them going forward if they can keep him fit, if he can keep himself fit. But at the end of the day, it's the same old issues for United. They just don't score enough goals. It's happened again. Like, they just can't score a goal. They've got 2 strikers who just don't want to score goals at the moment. I know Højlund, they've done his whole last game, but at the end of the day, he scored 2 goals in this Premier League season, I think. So, and one's against Leicester. With all due respect, it's against Leicester. So, yeah, they need to go and get a striker this summer. Stop messing around with that position. They've tried to find the next Haaland with Højlund, and it has failed now. I think we have to say that. So they got to sort that out. I like Dorgu. I thought he looked quite good. And yeah, there's positives to take forward for United, but it's just the same old story a lot of the time with them, and that's why I've got them languishing in about 13, 14 for the rest of the season. Whether or not they will be able to actually step up, I don't know. I don't think so. They're not going to catch that middling pack with Brentford and the European hopefuls. They're not going to catch them. So I think United are going to be in for. I think they're actually been in a bit of a rough patch for the rest of the season. I'm not going to lie. Looking at their fixtures, I don't want to go too much into the video I did that's coming out. Well, it will be out in about an hour. But looking at their fixtures, they're going to have a tough run at the end of the season. So I think it'll put some pressure on them. But if he can get them through in that Europa League, it will be huge if he gets them through to that final. Obviously they've got to get through the quarters still, but it's definitely doable. And then finally, we'll just quickly touch on Wolves against West Ham. It's a significant game at the bottom of the table in terms of, I think it just pulls Wolves away from that relegation pack completely now. And I think it almost cements what everyone already kind of knew, that they were going down. But I think it's just extinguished any hope they had. It pulls them 12 points clear. So I think that means Ipswich would need to win 7 out of the last 9 games to have any realistic hope of getting through. 7 would get them 21 points right now, which is more than they already have right now. If Ipswich pulled it off, it would be the greatest escape in Premier League history. But I just don't see it happening for them. And I think that sort of fixture can just take the absolute wind out of players' sails in the relegation zone. That could be absolutely huge for Ipswich and the players' mental states down there. West Ham probably should have gone and got a goal against them. Souček had a very good opportunity. Emerson tried a scissor kick for some reason when he had an open goal, basically. Yeah, they just can't seem to score a goal, and for God's sake, and they look like they must just be missing a proper out-and-out 9. Which you'd say Antonio isn't an out-and-out 9, but he is now. So they're clearly missing him. They had Ferguson up there yesterday. Had a half chance at a goal. If he just slowed up a bit before, like he just hung back at the edge of the 6-yard box, Bowen would have had an easy assist for him, but didn't slow down, so the ball ended up going behind him, and yeah. I think it depends who you are when you're looking at that chance. If you're a forward, you're probably saying, nah, the ball's not right. But if I'm him, I'm looking at it going, if he just takes his foot off the pedal a little bit, lets the defenders go towards goal, he sits back, he's got an easy goal. So yeah, I think Potter's got his work cut out at West Ham this summer. I think he needs to sort out quite a lot of issues there, actually. But for Wolves, great news for them. Another win without Mateus Cunha as well. So they're only going to get better when Cunha comes back. They've got some decent fixtures coming up. I think they've got to play Leicester, and they've got to play Ipswich in the last few games. So they'll be on the beach a little bit now, and they'll just be, well, trying to get through it. I think that's the be all and end all. You know, I think Pereira is his name, Pereira, the manager. He just got to look at his squad and be like, look, right, what are we doing next season? Maybe you start to drop Cunha a little bit, not because you don't like him necessarily, but because you want to plan for life without him. I think it'd be a bit silly, because obviously he's got that release clause. He needs teams to come and get him, so you need to make him look attractive. So you probably do bring him back into the fold, so people can actually see him play, attract more buyers potentially, and you'll get the full release clause. You might get it anyway, but if he comes off as being like a problem player, maybe teams don't want to meet the release clause. You know, if they bring him back into the fold, it probably raises a red flag of like, oh, why have they done that? Why have they not brought him back into the fold? He must be a problem player. We cannot deal with problems. You know, it's that sort of thing. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he handles that situation. Because like I said in my Arsenal video, he's probably one of my dream signings for next season for us. So I just want to see him play again. Whether or not he does, I don't know. Because it's not like they need him as much now, because they're already safe, basically. But yeah, anyway, that is all for today. Obviously, we've got more Premier League games today, so I'll be leaving a review of that. I am posting my predictions video today, finally. After about 3 weeks of saying it, I am doing it. So please, if you watch this, go check out that video. It is me out of the car for once. I've predicted every single result basically for the rest of the season and come up with a final league table, which I think is going to be accurate, but a couple shocks in there. Yeah, if you have enjoyed it, please go check it out, and I will catch you all in the next one. Enjoy your day, guys. Bye.